It's a heart-sinking feeling when you see someone has broken into your car and then all of your important personal belongings are gone.
This happened to a Detroit mother over the weekend, and as Fox News' Jessica Dupnack tells us tonight, she got some of her things back doing her own detective work.
This single mom from Detroit went into her favorite restaurant for just about 10 minutes. When she came back outside to the parking lot and to her car, her world was turned upside down.
When I came back, look, that's it. The window's busted.
Like a lot of us, her entire life was in her Kia: phone, wallet, work badge, computer.
I was just like devastated. Like I just felt like my identity was just being taken away from me.
It happened Saturday evening near McNichols and Schaefer. Detroit police took a report, but Faustine Owiname couldn't wait.
When I got home, something told me to call my phone. So I called my phone and the thief answered.
She'd soon learn in that phone call the thieves, 14 and 15-year-old boys. She has a son who's 13.
It was a blessing. It was in a weird way.
Instead of being mad, she was a mom.
So I called back and I texted him continuously, asking him why me, why me, why me. After 19 minutes on the phone, I talked to him. He said, the least I can do for you is take your ID to this abandoned house off of 7 Mile and Evergreen, and I'll leave it in the mailbox for you.
At this point, DPD fully involved.
The police were astounded. They were just like, this is normally not how things go.
Call it good karma. Her phone showed up in an abandoned, stolen Kia on the city's east side, likely taken by the same teens. They made a rookie mistake, linking their social media to her cell phone so she could track their crime spree, which helped her track her stolen computer back on the east side to retrieve that. Her life totally uprooted.
Especially when you're a single parent. You know, today I had to cancel bank cards. I had to get the car window fixed. So I didn't even go to work today.
DPD is still on the case. Unclear at this point if those boys will face charges.
With it being a child, it was just my heart was just different. I don't know. I mean, most people want to put them in jail or see them get criminalized, but I just look at that as a kid that's going the wrong way.
It is important to stress that investigators do not recommend this. Faustine, though, she did have officers go retrieve all of her items. She did not go alone. Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
Well, things get a little spicy for customers at a Buffalo Wild Wings in Chesterfield Township.
A newly viral video shows police struggling with a man who was quite the character and had a lot to say.
Use this on your cell phone. Kyle Osborne for the children.
Sit in the back of my car now.
No, don't touch me.
In the car.
Listen to women.
Sit down. Get your feet in.
Kyle Osborne found himself handcuffed and locked up after police were called to a restaurant on Sunday night over that fight. The whole ordeal was caught on camera through one guy's brand new Meta glasses. The glasses are powered by artificial intelligence, allowing users to record high-quality video for up to 3 minutes.
I debated. I could return. I debated on taking them back, but I think I solidified my decision on holding on to them because they're nice for getting stuff like that. Because I'm not the type of person to shove a camera in many people's face, let alone a police officer's.
The suspect, Kyle Osborne, is facing charges including assault, resisting arrest, and obstruction. His bond was set at $300.
Well, the race for the White House is entering its home stretch. Of course, both presidential candidates are making last-ditch efforts to sway undecided voters with Election Day almost exactly 2 weeks away. As Fox News' Dave Kitchen reports, Kamala Harris teamed up with a Republican today in Royal Oak to get her point across.
I believe what is at stake in this election is so fundamental for us as Americans.
Vice President Kamala Harris stumping yet again in Metro Detroit, this time with Liz Cheney, the conservative former Congresswoman of Wyoming and daughter of former Republican Vice President Dick Cheney.
As a mother, I want my children to know that there is someone sitting in the Oval Office that they can look up to, someone who can be a role model. And I'm incredibly proud, and I know that Vice President Harris will be that.
I have only had one client in my career, the people. And my belief is that there is great nobility in public service if one understands that they hold the office in the public trust.
This stop in Royal Oak is part of a series of campaign events designed by the Harris team to attract Republicans who are either over former President Donald Trump or were never with them in the first place. The famous Never Trumpers, as they're called. Liz Cheney says her dad, the former VP under George W. Bush, has endorsed Harris for president. She's also been one of Trump's longest-running critics.
When Donald Trump says that his political opponents are the enemy within, and when he contemplates deploying force against them, the response that we all have should not be to be so afraid we don't act. It should be vote him out. Defeat him. Vote for Vice President Harris.
And tonight, the Trump campaign is responding to the Harris-Cheney event. The campaign for former President Trump says, unfortunately, for Kamala Harris, Michigan voters don't give an ounce into what Liz Cheney thinks. President Trump is building the largest, most diverse political movement in history with support from conservatives, independents, the vast majority of Michigan rank-and-file Teamster members, and even Democrats like RFK Jr. and Tulsi Gabbard. Kamala Harris is weak, failed, and dangerously liberal, and a vote for her is a vote for higher taxes, inflation, open borders, and more war. Meantime, Harris and Cheney, they will take their next campaign stops over to Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. Dave Kinchin on The Edge.
On the other side of the ticket, Senator J.D. Vance is making another stop in Metro Detroit this week. The Republican vice presidential nominee is set to speak Thursday in Waterford at the Elite Jet Center at Contact. He's expected to talk about the shifting auto industry and the Trump campaign's plan to boost jobs. This will be Vance's first time back in Michigan since he campaigned at Eastern Market earlier this month. The plea deal is off the table, at least for now.
It was supposed to be a routine court hearing for the former CFO of the Detroit Riverfront Conservancy, who is accused of embezzling around $40 million. But things did not go as planned. William Smith was expected to plead guilty to wire fraud and money laundering today. However, the U.S. Attorney's Office brought up paying back more than $44 million of restitution immediately. After that, the hearing was adjourned without a plea. At this time, there is no future court date scheduled.
All right, you can just call this like good mood weather. It's just warm and beautiful, and then you get the fall colors.
It is. It's been a great stretch. We just, Halloween's a little ways away. We don't want it to turn for the kids, but you might not be able to predict that quite yet.
Taryn Roop, today was a 10 on the Luter meter. Big time. We hit 80 degrees, short of a record, but way above where we should be. Notice our next storm system is spinning right here over in Nebraska and Kansas. This will bring us more cloudiness tomorrow. See this patch of blue up here? That's snow. Get ready for it. How about Calgary, Alberta right now? Live pictures. Yep, it's coming down pretty good. 27 degrees. Yeesh, that looks rough. 80 degrees for us today, 81 in Chicago, even way up there around Newberry, close to 80 degrees. Notice where the averages are, 60 and 42 right now. It is cooling off a bit. Port Huron 50, there's Lansing 54. Traverse City still 66 degrees. High pressure parked down over Harrisburg, PA will finally give way. More clouds tomorrow, then our next cold front comes through Wednesday midday. Then the cold air arrives for Wednesday night and Thursday. You'll see it all in the 7-day. Comfortable tonight down to 51. Tomorrow back to 76. The mix of sun and clouds. And then right there is the 7-day. Breezy on Wednesday, cooler on Thursday. Some showers down the road Friday. Roop, a full check at 4 a.m.
All right, Rich, thank you. A motorcyclist loses his life after crashing into a school bus in Oak Park. This took place after 4 p.m. on West 8 Mile Road near West Hampton. No students were on the bus at the time. The victim has been identified as a 29-year-old man. A witness tells Fox 2 it looked like he was going around 100 miles an hour when he crashed. Oak Park PD is asking witnesses to give them a call.
We'll take a look at this close call in Washtenaw County.
The pilot of a small plane forced into an emergency landing and coming just yards away from people's homes.
Fox News' Dave Spencer has more from Augusta Township.
This is the Cessna plane, wedged between two small trees and a little too close to Tracy Townsend's home.
If it wouldn't have been for the trees, this might have been a different story.
It was around 3:45 on Monday when the plane crashed, coming to a rest close to the Augusta Mobile Home Park, the wrong side of Bemis Road, where the runway for the Belleville Airport is.
He wanted to get the plane to not hit a house. Right. So he was trying to land it between two houses. And so I know he's okay.
Tracy's neighbors say they heard the crash, then called 911 and helped the pilot, a man in his 70s, out of the plane.
He was on the ground. They had him on a blanket roll. He was talking to me. He gave me instructions how to turn the fuel off to the plane, which was leaking out of the wing. Augusta Fire Chief Dave Music says the pilot was taken to the hospital for precautionary reasons. Scrapes on his face, and I imagine it's a pretty sudden stop. He was complaining of neck pain, but he's very verbal, talking. As for what caused the crash, Michigan State Police say the 75-year-old appeared to overshoot the runway, and it remains under investigation. We're not sure if it was pilot error or mechanical error. FAA is coming out. As for Tracy Townsend,
somebody's looking out for me, I guess.
The airport across the street got permission to tow the plane out of her yard and back to a hangar where they await the FAA to come out and conduct a full investigation. We did stop by the home of the pilot. He lives in Ypsilanti. We did talk to his family. They said, given the circumstances, he's doing okay. He just wasn't up for any interviews at this time. Reporting in Washtenaw County, Dave Spencer, on the Edge.